Chapter 16. Create your own philosopher's stone through inner alchemy. The secrets of alchemy exist to transform mortals from a state of suffering and ignorance to a state of enlightenment and bliss. Deepak Chopra. Healing and regenerating your multidimensional self. If recapitulation is like breaking the sound barrier in terms of reaccumulating energy by tidying up one's wasteful past, inner alchemy, as described in the magnum opus trilogy of books by John Crider, is like hitting warp drive and traveling faster than light. Indeed, this absurdly profound methodology, which explicitly envisages time and the discrete self as both merely illusions, not only allows you to travel into your past, which encompasses endless alternative versions thereof for healing, trauma resolution, and revitalization, using a somewhat nuanced version of the energy reabsorption technique Kreider shares, which I'll outline shortly, you can even undertake a hero's journey into any number of possible futures and restore energy and well-being you've inadvertently paid forward through negative forms of creative attention such as fear, worry, and stress. Think of this process as healing and regenerating your multi-dimensional self, the totality that we might call the dark sea of possibilities that is the true you, along multiple timelines stretching both forward and backward in the purely fictitious construct known as time. Alchemy isn't what you think. Perhaps you've studied alchemy or read a little about it, in which case you likely have an image of crusty curmudgeons performing arcane chemistry experiments in an attempt to turn lead into gold and create the immortality-granting Philosopher's Stone. Countless books and movies, including the first installment of Harry Potter and more recently A Discovery of Witches, have hammered home such a caricatural version of alchemy. But let's be totally honest. Many alchemists themselves, genuine and spurious, haven't done the discipline any favors either. Abstruse and often arcanely illustrated tomes bizarrely mixing scientific elements with poetic flights of fancy and even bold-faced fantasy line the dusty library shelves of European history. Seemingly pinned inside asylums, the profusion of confusing and downright dodgy alchemical works has led contemporary scientists, smugly confident that their newfangled methods myopically rooted in reason have cornered the market on truth, to dismiss alchemy as equal parts superstition and hooey. Here's the thing, though. It's true that many fledgling alchemists literally had no idea what they were talking about and actually thought alchemy was primarily concerned with manipulating matter. It can be used that way, yes, but only if done in the right order. Focusing on manipulation of the so-called material world in the first instance is to put the cart before the horse and end up going nowhere.